German-based midfielder Jonah Fabisch is back in the Warriors squad for the first time since making his debut back in 2021. So he is a son to the much-loved former Warriors coach Reinhard Fabisch, who led the famed dream team of the 90s. The 22-year-old there has football in his DNA. He's currently on the books of FC Magdeburg, who play in the Bundesliga too, and Fabisch there amongst the fringe players who'll be looking to impress Warriors coach Michael Nice during the upcoming friendlies against Burkina Faso. That's on Friday, and then Niger next Tuesday. He is speaking about his return to national colours as well as the influence of his father.
As a player, I would say, first of all, central midfielder. In the past, I played a lot as like more of a box-to-box player. This past season, I've been more of a holding six. So I'd say I can definitely do both. I'm a player who's both-footed, who likes to pass the ball, who wants the ball, but is also, I'm not shy of doing the dirty work and running a lot for the team. So that's what I would say describes me best. Well, it's definitely an inspiration. Like my father's the whole reason I started playing football, and also his connection to the Zimbabwe national team as a former coach makes it even more special to be here. But no pressure. I don't think it puts pressure on me because I have my own career. I've had to go my own path, and unfortunately he's not here to help or see, but I think it draws more strength than pressure.
Jonah Fabisch there, calm and quietly confident. Thaddeus, he'll be one of the players. Obviously, Michael Nice has already come out on the record and said he's using these friendlies against Burkina Faso and Niger to try out new combinations, to give other players an opportunity to put their hand up. And when you look at it, we're missing the likes of Marvelous Nakamba, Jordan Zemura, Marshall Monetsi, Andy Nomota, Richard Hachiro. That's basically the core of the midfield. Surely, Fabisch is going to get a chance to show his medal. We only saw him once, I think, back in 2021. What are your expectations, and what do you think he can bring to the Warrior setup?
Yeah, Fabisch is someone who stands a very good chance of making it into the regular Warriors squad. He plays in Division 2, I think, in Germany, and I think he has got the necessary expertise to do well. Remember, the name Fabisch is very close to Zimbabwean hearts. His father made this nation to dream back in the Dream Team era, that team which came within 90 minutes of making a World Cup appearance. So I think he stands a very, very good chance because he is already loved in Zimbabwe, and he has got the expertise, and he stands a very good chance.
And Veronica, there's obviously a bit of nostalgia, especially for Zimbabwean football fans when we hear the name Fabisch. Thaddeus is obviously alluding to the beautiful relationship that his father had with this team. Do you think maybe that could be added pressure on the young man? Because, we haven't really seen him in terms of him representing Zimbabwe, but you can already feel like there's great expectations because of that association with the Fabisch name. He's highlighted, it seems like a very confident young man, but playing for the national team is a different kettle of fish. I've seen some players come and struggle under the weight of pressure.
Yeah, I think yesterday I was actually listening to the Daily Sports Zone when Jordan Zemura was talking about the feeling that comes with singing the national anthem and just putting on that the badge. Obviously, when you get a national team call-up, the pressure comes to mind. You know very well that you are going to represent a nation with people who love football and people who have got the expectations, because it's not every day that they get to watch him play in his at his parent club. So obviously when he comes to Zimbabwe, when he comes to feature for Zimbabwe, the Zimbabweans want to see him, they want to see him playing, they want to understand the type of player that he is. So obviously those expectations, it's something that any player, even the local best, have to expect on any day. But just like he said, he's not under any pressure, despite his second name, his surname being familiar in Zimbabwe. His father carved his own history. He's also in his own path. So I think that also lessens the pressure on him. He understands that, yes, he plays for people who have got expectations on him, but he doesn't want to place himself under a lot of pressure. He wants to play the game, to enjoy the game, and make a name for himself, not to fit into his father's shoes.
David, the last time we saw Fabisch, and the only time we saw Fabisch back in 2021, was still a teenager, now 22, playing at a higher level now in the Bundesliga 2. How much of a competitive advantage do you think that gives him playing in the German second tier?
I think playing in Germany, especially in that Bundesliga 2, gives him an advantage of being in a setup whereby he can still, give us something. The same way those guys that are playing in the Championship or League One in UK, I think they are at par. If you look at it, maybe Jordan, who is playing in Serie A, then Mashi, who is playing in the EPL. I think those are the two who are playing at the highest level of football. Because if you look at Mavi, he's now going to League One, which is, I think, the same as Fabisch. But as for Fabisch, remember, he hasn't played much in our national team. And the time that he played here, he was still a teenager. Now I think those 4 years that he's been away gives him something that we need, especially with the role that he has been talking about. Remember, we're talking of a young man who is just coming up. I know here in Zimbabwe, people will start saying, no, because you want to use his father's surname, Kutanga Chipinda national team, but that's not it. Because as long as we have got a name that has gone past our national team, it's not going to say, but at the end of the day, the boy said it by himself, Kuti, I am going to be walking my own path. He also wants to make history for Zimbabwe. Achishandisa, still that surname, a good Fabisch. His mother is a Zimbabwean, his father is a German, but he's representing his mother's nation. So at the end of the day, it's for Jonah to prove himself, Kuti. He is capable, of playing in that Warriors jersey. It's not easy. Kutuka national team member, you come in and just settle just like that. Look at Anna Jordan, the way they came. He came in straight away. He has settled. Like what Vero was just saying, Kuti. But he sports on Nezuru. The boy is so confident. Even Nachtaura, even Ganam ground. Kutaura kwake nezvaanoita mground zvinongofambirana. He's so confident. You can't be confident talking on the radio. Then what is the confident uri mground? Zvinofambirana. That's why you see, Kuti, those boys when they come here, they perform at the highest level.
Well, I'll tell you something, David. I'm very confident talking on the radio, but you don't want to put me on a football pitch.
No,
no, I know.